It's wrestling time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Jazwares AEW All Elite Wrestling Unrivaled Collection Pentagon Junior Penta El Cero. I gotta be honest here, I'm a fan of Penta, but the main reason I picked up the figure is because of the design. Oh my god, do you know the word toyetic? Yes, this guy, he has the face paint, he has the mask, he has kind of like a spooky thing going on, and I just love it. The first time I saw this guy in Lucha Underground, I was just like, yes, love the look, let's have a figure of him. Man, this guy was born to be an action figure. This entire design is just awesome, I love it. He stands at about almost 17 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we are going up to 6.6 inches tall for your size comparisons. Here's Jolter, SH Figure Arts, The Rock, Storm Collectibles, Jushin, Thunder, Liger, Jazwares, Darby Allin, and Darkseid. Overall, look in detail, first thing I gotta say, aesthetically he looks pretty good. He's muscly, he's pretty big. I'm wondering though if his thighs are maybe a little bit oversized. Other than that, I have no qualms with the look in general and the face sculpt, especially with the mask and whatnot. It looks phenomenal. For like a $25 figure, wow, the paint job on here is just exquisite. So, well, I say exquisite, but obviously the white, it kind of doesn't cover up the black completely, but it does a decent job at doing so. I feel like the star on his forehead is a little bit too big. The eyes are incredibly well painted, and he does have the tongue sticking out, which is kind of a weird idea for a default hat, but the tongue is nicely molded, and it looks cool. I wish he had a different hat, because he's just gonna stand there forever. I mean, it's all about the Cero Miedo thing. That's why he also has this hand, which we'll get to. Just for clarification, I know it's supposed to be Cero Miedo. I don't know why I keep saying Cero Miedo in this review. I'm sorry. In a second, there's some silver on the side with the dragon. On this side, they completely missed the mark. It's, I guess, just kind of printed on because it kind of glides a little bit down. But on this side, they actually hit the mark and it looks good. So it's unfortunate that the other side is kind of botched, but still. Overall, I feel like the paint job on the face is very nice at the price point. Now we do have some more of the same issues with the paint where they kind of missed the mark over here with the M. Well, I say M, but like it's kind of shaped like an M. The same thing, it doesn't really cover up the black, which is a common issue. It does look very good in the front though. Has a tiny bit of bleeding and whatever the hell is going on over there. These like kind of small strains. Job well done on the tattoos though. You have the dragon and all the writing in there. It looks phenomenal and it's nicely printed on there, but they kind of screwed it up because you can see on the white over there, there's still lines of the tattoo. So either they printed it on there and then put the white over it, or the other way around, and this thing came out. So that's unfortunate. Also, the black line on the glove is not really clean at all. It's just kind of smeared on there. And you kind of have the same issue on the other hand, but no issues with the tattoos. Damn, it looks so good. They even printed it onto the joints. Obviously, it will not line up all the time, but that's to be expected. Now, you might be noticing something here, which once I show you all the tats, yeah, there's a thing with the stability, and I'm kind of scared over time how this figure will hold on. So, posing it, which we'll get to, is nice and whatnot, but this is just way too loose. Boy, oh boy, please tell me these shoulder joints will not break. Well, elbow joints, but just, yeah. It's just something to be careful. It is nice and ratcheted in some parts, and it does hold the pose, but really go on there with two hands, maybe push it together if you're moving it around. Now back to the look of the figure. You have this is soft plastic, so it doesn't get into the way. It looks good in the front, doesn't look so good in the back. Has a little bit of going over the line, which it seems to be theme. And then you have some more detail on the side. Has a little bit of black bleeding through. And the knee pads have some dragons on that. Those are not connected anywhere. It is soft plastic. So if you heat it up, you could potentially take them off, I think. Slide them down here if you want to. And then you got the kick pads with some more detail on there, which it is pretty good for the most part, and some copyright stuff under the feet. Now for the articulation, the head is just on a hinge. So it goes back and forth nicely. It goes all the way around, but it prevents any tilting whatsoever. You have the big hinge in the shoulder joint, which is nice and ratchet, as you can tell. So it does hold poses for especially wrestling stuff. I think that's very important. Also swivels. And you have a bicep swivel, the loose elbow, which is also ratchet and does have a very good range, but really be careful with it. The hand is once again on a hinge, goes up and down and swivels. Chest area is very nimble, goes back, forward, does tilt side to side, and does go around in some way, but not all. Same goes for the lower hips. It goes back and forth very nicely actually, gets some very good poses, and does tilt side to side, not really that much, and it does swivel to the side, but again, not all the way. The legs move forward, move out to the side, move to the back, not because of the butt. And why the hell would you make these balls flesh tone? Insert obvious joke here. That is some of the weirdest stuff I've ever seen. Also, it looks like he's flashing. Please don't demonetize. Then you have a swivel in the thigh. Double hinge knees, which is a little bit blocked by the knee pad, but you still get some very good range. Then you got another swivel here down at the boot, which I find kind of excessive, but okay. And a hinge for the foot, goes back, forward, and does tilt side to side. In an angle though, so be aware of that. For the accessories, you get one hand. That's it. Just to replace the one where he does the Cero Miedo. That's it. That's what you get. Final thoughts! This figure is amazing. First and foremost, it does capture the look oh so well. The paint job, the detail on it is very impressive. He doesn't have any accessories unfortunately, but also the articulation is good. It is nice and ratchet. It is stable, so you can actually do some wrestling poses with some other characters, throw them through tables and whatnot. And really, this entire Jazwares line is looking like McFarlane toys, because they are offering figures at a relatively small price with chock full of detail, pretty good articulation, but barely any accessories. And you know what? I'm fine with that, as long as you focus on the main figure. So, by the way, I did not get Phoenix. I'm very selective with what I'm picking out of the AEW line. I'm really getting the characters, the wrestlers I either really like or the figures that really look great. And Penta, the entire design, the entire look, it's just so good, I had to have a figure of it. So I will recommend this figure for fans of Penta, AEW and whatnot, or if you just want to have a cool looking, scary luchador guy with pretty good articulation, this is definitely something to look out for. So, that's gonna do it guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Penta wants.